As a small
H1 Unlimited, Heat 1A, Heat number 1 showdown. Brad, take them up to turn 2.
Coming up the backstretch here at 50 seconds. I thought Jeff might cut the race course and go over to the backside. He did not. He went all the way down to the bottom end. But the key here is he doesn't have to worry about whether or not he's got a lane in there. He is on the inside. And remember, the inside is defined as lane 2. So Corey's going to get up to the top end of the race course first. Jeff's going to come up behind him about 3 boat lengths. We are at 25 seconds now until the start. They're at the apex. Jeff Ayler, bring him down. Let's start this showdown.
This should be ideal. When you get to the bridge at 12 seconds, mash the gas. We are now at 12 seconds, just a touch early. Madison, Indiana, buckle up. It's the H1 Unlimited Showdown, Heat 1. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and we'll call it physically. Both appear to be across the starting line. Into turn number 1 in showdown, Heat number 1. Bernard to the inside, Peabody to the outside. Jeff Bernard, your leader, but Peabody is there to start. Is under review off the turn. Bernard in front.
Coming off the exit pin, you see Jeff Bernard. That's all you can see. Corey's right there. Now we can see his cowling. He's pulling up right alongside Jeff Bernard. Halfway up the backstretch. Peabody, Bernard, tied together halfway up the backstretch. Now they head underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Remember, this is a 2-lap sprint. The start is under review. 2 boats tied together right now. Jeff Ayler, good race. Oh, look at it at the top end. It is Peabody by a boat length and a half, maybe. The pin, bring him down.
Side by side off turn number 2. Brad, I'm looking up above to watch the flags. Bernard to the inside, Peabody to the outside. I look above, the white flag is displayed. Final lap in Heat number 1 of the showdown. No, both had jumped. We will go 3 laps in the first showdown heat of H1 Unlimited. That is 1 complete, 2 to go. Corey Peabody, your leader on the outside. Bernard trying to tighten it up on the inside. Brad, both boats jump the start.
Coming off the bottom end of the race course this time, Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare has got about 4 boat lengths on Bernard, but Bernard still with that inside late position. Look at Corey Peabody with the acceleration off the corner. That Gold Cup was no fluke a week ago in Guntersville. That boat's got a lot of boat speed. Now we'll watch the flags when they come down this time. They got the white one last time, but we'll see how it plays out. Shortly thereafter, we were advised that they had both jumped. We'll watch the flag. Peabody's off. He's got about 4 boat lengths, Jeff.
Corey Peabody, your leader off turn number 2. Time is running out for Bernard. Brad, I look up above, and they are delivering the checkered flag. Checkered flag delivered. So unofficially, here's your winner of showdown. Heat number 1, Corey Peabody in Lynx Healthcare. Second place will go to Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate.
Good racing in our first showdown. I'll tell you what, they came out. Now, Corey's still running hard, pretty hard. Now he's backing it down. Okay, yes, there was a white.
And now the black flag is displayed.
Okay. So they will definitely be coming in. They both jumped. We thought perhaps they would be given an extra lap. We'll check with the officials, make sure we have that understanding correct. We thought there'd be an extra lap. Either way, it was good boat racing. Here comes your 2022 APBA Gold Cup champion and the winner of our first ever 2-boat Madison Showdown, Corey Peabody.
Jeff Ayler, Brad Luce, I have unofficial winner of Showdown Heat number 1, Corey Peabody in the U9 Lynx Healthcare. Corey, you start battle in that first lap. Your boat looks awfully good on that race course.
Yeah, it feels real good. Going to the start, we know we're going to be real close. And I knew we were going to be really pushing that line because Jeff's no slouch. So I know we had to be up there, and he was coming, and we were both paddling because we knew we were going to be early. But as soon as I knew he and I were both over, it was good. I mean, we knew. But what a race! What a good time. You know, hope the fans like this match races. You know, let us know your feedback on it. Thank you to the people of Madison for having us, and we'll be in the final.
They're trying to get the jump on Jimmy Shane. Looking at our watch, we're coming up on 30 seconds until the start in 2-1 mark. 30 seconds until the start. They're at the entrance to the bridge turn at the top end of the race course here on the Ohio River. It is Madison Showdown Heat number 2. They're at the exit pin. Jeff, bring them down.
Both drivers just a little bit early. You saw Shane swing outside to kill some time. We are now at 12 seconds. They're at the bridge. Should be an ideal start. Buckle up for Showdown Heat number 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. We're racing Showdown Heat number 2 of H1 Unlimited. Both drivers there at the start-finish line. Buoy at 0. Start was good in turn number 1. Shane in front. Kelly tightening it up on the inside. Brad, they come off the turn side by side.
J. Michael Kelly gets to the exit pin first. There's the nose of the home street on the outside. It is Kelly on the inside, Shane on the outside. Look at the acceleration from the U1, the home street. Jimmy Shane came out of that lower corner like he was shot out of a cannon. But don't count out J. Michael Kelly sitting on that inside lane. Nobody can hold it tight to the buoys like J. Mike can. He's going to try and use that inside lane to his advantage. But right now, it's about a 5, maybe 6 lap lead, 6 boat length lead for Shane off the top end, Jeff.
Both boats exit the corner. Shane in front. Time is running out for Kelly on the inside. White flag is displayed. Madison fans, your boat is in front. It's Jimmy Shane and U1 Miss Home Street. 1 complete, 1 to go. And Shane out in front, make it 10 boat lengths. Kelly has moved away from the pins just a touch as they go into turn number 1. Shane gets there first on the outside. Time running out for J. Michael Kelly. Kelly tightens it up some. It's down to 5 boat lengths.
Yeah, Kelly had a real nice corner, but this is where Shane's had the acceleration. And he starts to move out again. But this time, Kelly's hanging with him a little bit better. Up the backstretch, about 4 boat lengths. Shane in the home street. U1 up the backstretch on the outside. Kelly on the inside. This, remember, Jeff, this is the checkered flag lap. It's only a 2-boat shootout. This is where it comes to an end. Is Kelly able to make up a little bit of ground? Oh, Kelly's with him. A good corner up here could pay dividends. Jeff, going to be a drag race off the top end.
Final turn, final lap. Shane's lead is going away. Here comes Kelly. Time running out underneath the bridge. Jimmy Shane sees the checkered flag. Here's your winner of Showdown Heat number 2 in H1 Unlimited. It's Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street. Second place will go to J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities. And Brad, the fans in Madison, their heart rate dropped when Kelly cut that lead to 5 boat lengths in turn number 1 and reignited when he got the checkered flag.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, when they came off the top end of the race course, I was looking up here. I wasn't even looking at the boats. Fans here in Madison, Indiana, right behind us and up and down the shore. You like that one? Well, I thought they did. They were hooting and hollering. They were loving it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the unofficial winner of Showdown Heat number 2, Jimmy Shane, the U1 Miss Home Street. Jimmy, I tell you what, you were outside lane. Mike had the lead coming out of turn 1, but man, you drove past him like the Roadrunner. It looked like, man, your boat looks awfully good.
Yeah, the boat's performing very well. We have a great setup for that outside lane right now, and had a little bit of legs on Mike that heat, but with him having an inside, that makes the match race pretty close. He was sticking his nose in there the entire time, and so I was able to just keep it out in front of him enough to get the win. And I think the match races so far have worked out pretty well. 2 boats have been within a rooster tail of each other in both heats, and so hopefully we're putting on a good show for you guys, and the boats are going to continue to be out on the water all day today.
Coming up on 40 seconds right now. He is underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. He's a little bit early, but he'll continue to scruff off some speed. Remember, the 80-mile-an-hour rule is in play here. Jeff Bernard's going to be in lane number 2. The boat on the outside is going to be J. Michael Kelly. Coming up on 25 seconds until the start. Nielsen in 1, Bernard in 2. Kelly's going to be on the outside. Jeff Ayler, start our last chance heat.
Everybody just a touch early. We are now at 12 seconds. They're at the bridge. This should be an ideal start. Kelly should have the most momentum on the outside. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing the Rivertown Pizza H1 Unlimited last chance heat. Kelly across the line first. 3 unlimited hydroplanes into turn number 1. Kelly, your leader on the outside. Bernard in second. Nielsen tightening things up on the inside, and we got a triple-decker.
Coming off the exit pin, it's Kelly on the outside, got about 5 boat lengths on Bernard. Bernard's got a boat length on Nielsen on the inside. It is a good start. They are legal. Remember, race fans, we're only going around 2 times. This is for a shot at being on the front row of our winner-take-all final coming up later today. Look at Nielsen trying to gobble up Bernard. Some of that's the angle, some of it's Nielsen having a lot of boat speed. The race is back there for second. Kelly's out by about 8 boat lengths, Jeff.
Boy, it was tight in turn number 2. Nielsen struggled to get through there. We'll come down to get the white flag. Rivertown Pizza, H1 Unlimited Showdown, last chance heat. J. Michael Kelly comfortably in front in Miss Tri-Cities. 1 complete, 1 to go. Jeff Bernard trying to transfer in second. And U91 Goodman Real Estate. Jamie Nielsen in third in Miss Colleen. Kelly in front. Brad, I want to watch the monitor with Bernard in front of Nielsen. Kelly clearly in front of Bernard, went through the wake in second. Nielsen could tighten up, and now Nielsen hitting rough water in third.
Yeah, it got really soupy down there. Both Bernard got into some slop, and so did Nielsen. Nielsen has moved to the outside to find clean water, but he is way back of Jeff Bernard. Meanwhile, with a 2+ rooster tail lead is J. Michael Kelly, driving the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities, for Darrell and Vanessa Strong. If he can negotiate the top end of the race course, he will be on the front row of the final. He'll join teammate Corey Peabody and Jimmy Shane. Bernard's right behind him. He wants the same thing, Jeff. Bring him down.
Final turn, final lap. We look up above. Checkered flag is displayed. J. Michael Kelly sees it. Here's your winner, the Rivertown Pizza. Last chance heat in the H1 Unlimited Showdown. J. Michael Kelly and Miss Tri-Cities. Jeff Bernard will transfer to the final heat. Second place in U91 Goodman Real Estate. Campaign by Miss Madison Racing. Jamie Nielsen had the lane he wanted. Tough maneuvering on the inside lane in rough water. Third place to Jamie Nielsen and Miss Colleen.
Thank you very much, Jeff Ayler, Brad Luce. We have the unofficial winner of the last chance shootout heat, J. Michael Kelly. Mike hit the start, appeared to be pretty solid, and man on the outside had great speed, and really from start to finish your boat looked awfully impressive.
I can't say enough about these guys. They've been working their tails off since Alabama. Really been struggling to find speed. Boat ride's been amazing. As a driver, I kind of failed out there. Kind of got my time marks all screwed up. Luckily, I was able to pull it together, and not where I wanted to be, but it worked out. Maybe it was better. But overall, just really happy for the strong racing team and all my 8 guys. Just, you know, the hard work's paying off, and you know, we got to go in the truck, see you know, how everything worked out, but you know, they're not going to quit, and I'm going to continue to do my best to make them proud.
You know, you mentioned that you still have one more race, again, unofficially, of course, as to everything has to be under review, but assuming if everything goes through, you have one last race. You got some great speed, other boats out there. You and, of course, Bernard going to be out there as well. What's your plan going into this final heat?
Survive. You know, they've got some fast boats, and really anybody can win. Home Street's really shown that they're probably the fastest ones here, but we're all working harder. My teammate Corey in the 9, they're getting faster each time out, and you know, it really felt like I had a really good boat under me that heat. So hopefully we'll have something for the rest of these guys, and one of the strong racing boats will be up front.
Awesome. Well, again, unofficial winner of the last chance showdown heat, J. Michael Kelly. Mike, we'll see you later.
On the inside lane, halfway up the backstretch, that's the black boat and the gold boat. That's the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. It is driven by Jeff Bernard. Lane 2 is going to go to Jimmy Shane, powder blue and white, the Miss Home Street. Lane 3 is going to go to Corey Peabody. He is driving the 9, Lynx Healthcare. And on the far outside, as he was in the last chance heat, is going to be J. Michael Kelly. So that's the way they're going to go into the top end of the race course. The lanes have been established. We are coming up on 23 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, start this final heat.
Everybody early. Shane trailed back. You need to be at the bridge at 12. Bernard, Peabody, Kelly a little bit early. Shane might have the best start of all here in the Mick Barron Memorial Championship. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing the McBaron Memorial Championship on Saturday at the Madison Regatta. We'll call it physically into turn number 1. J. Michael Kelly was there first. We go up above. Jimmy Shane, who's your leader in Miss Home Street. Corey Peabody in second. Shane in front.
Yeah, coming off the corner, it is Jimmy Shane, but right on his outside hip is Corey Peabody, driving Lynx Healthcare. And in third place up the backstretch, you can see the rooster tail belonging to J. Michael Kelly. Kelly starting to make up a little bit of ground on Peabody, but it's still anybody's race up the backstretch. From lane number 2, it is Jimmy Shane in the home street. Fans, remember, we go only 3 times around. Bernard trails the field at the top end. Jimmy Shane looking mighty strong, Jeff.
Off turn number 2, we'll come down to complete lap number 1. Bernard will tighten things up back in third, but Peabody's still got some strong momentum in second. McBaron Memorial Championship start is under review. 1 complete, 2 to go. Jimmy Shane in front in Miss Home Street, but don't count out Corey Peabody in Lynx Healthcare. J. Michael Kelly third, Miss Tri-Cities. Jeff Bernard fourth in Miss Goodman Real Estate. We go above in turn number 1. Shane is in front, but bad Peabody is not giving up in second.
No, Peabody's running really strong. He's showing me a lot of speed running in second place. Then you've got a good race going back for third. J. Michael Kelly driving a mighty big race course in that Miss Tri-Cities. But so far, he's able to hold off Jeff Bernard. Keep an eye on Peabody. He is hanging right in that right side rear view mirror of Jimmy Shane in the home street as he goes underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Top end of the race course. Shane hangs it on the hook. Corey does the same. We are being told right now that J. Michael Kelly has jumped the gun on the U8, so he will be radioed that information. But our 2 boats out front, Jeff, bring them down.
We look above, white flag displayed, and then the McMahon Memorial Championship. Jimmy Shane a 10-boat length advantage over Lynx Healthcare. Shane in front, but here comes Peabody countering back. In second in Lynx Healthcare. Jeff Bernard has moved into physical third in Miss Goodman Real Estate. J. Michael Kelly in fourth. This one is not over. Shane in front, and Peabody has it down to 5 boat lengths.
Peabody is coming on the outside. He's going to have to do it quick. This is the white flag lap. The checkered flag will await these 2 boats when they come by. But staying in that right side mirror, Corey Peabody, the U9 Lynx Healthcare, showing me an awful lot of speed, Jeff. Shane is not being able to run away from him. We assumed they would be the class of the field here. They were our 2 top qualifiers, and they are not disappointing at the top end. Now, Shane to the apex by about 5 boat lengths. Jeff Ayler, bring him down to the checkered flag.
Final turn, final lap in the McBaron Memorial Championship here in the H1 Unlimited Showdown Shootout. Checkered flag waving. Here's your winner of the McBaron Memorial Final Heat. It's Jimmy Shane and Miss Madison Racing's Miss Home Street. Second place will go to Corey Peabody in the U9 Lynx Healthcare. Coming down to get third, Miss Madison Racing's U91 Miss Goodman Real Estate with Jeff Bernard. And J. Michael Kelly, a possible 1-lap penalty for a gun job, will come across in the 4th position in U8, Miss Tri-Cities. Once again, those finishing positions are unofficial until the boats clear tech inspection. Madison, Indiana, how do you like the showdown format? Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to introduce your winner of the McBaron Memorial, Corey Peabody in Lynx Healthcare.
I've got home internet from T-Mobile. It only costs $50 at T-Mobile. They won't raise your rates at T-Mobile. You'll get a great deal every day.
Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate is in lane number 1. Then it is Jimmy Shane driving a 1. The Miss Home Street in 2. In 3, it's the U8. J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities, and on the far outside, our winner from yesterday, the U9, the Lynx Healthcare, driven by Corey Peabody. We are inside 25, coming down to 20 seconds. Jeff Ayler, start our Indiana Governor's Cup.
Jeff Bernard, lane 1. Jimmy Shane, lane 2. J. Michael Kelly, lane 3. Corey Peabody, lane 4. Madison, Indiana, buckle up. We're about to begin the Madison Regatta on this Sunday. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing Rivertown Pizza. H1 Unlimited Heat number 1, 3 across the line. J. Michael Kelly back in lane 3 in Miss Tri-Cities. 4 Unlimiteds into the turn, and the first one there is Jimmy Shane, your leader in Miss Home Street.
It's a good start off the exit pin of the lower corner, but it's Jimmy Shane driving a home street. You cannot see Corey Peabody, but he's right there again just like he was yesterday. And on the inside in third place, about a half a rooster tail back from Corey, is Jeff Bernard driving the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. Then it's the 8, the Tri-Cities, and J. Michael Kelly underneath the bridge. Madison fans, give it up. Your boat is out on front, and they've got about a half a rooster tail, but Peabody's in that right side rear view mirror. He doesn't want to go away, Jeff.
The start was good. Jimmy Shane in front off the exit pin, but Peabody's got some mustard on the outside in second. In Lynx Healthcare, we will come down to complete lap number 1. Your leader, Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street, make it a 10-boat length advantage over Corey Peabody in second and Lynx Healthcare. Jeff Bernard in third and Miss Goodman Real Estate. J. Michael Kelly fourth and Miss Tri-Cities. Back into turn number 1. Shane had a good start in lane number 2, and right now, Brad, he does have overlap in front.
He does. He is on the inside track. Peabody's dropped back now. It's pretty much a full rooster tail for Jimmy Shane into Miss Home Street. He approaches the halfway mark of the backstretch. Got a full rooster tail here on lap number 2 of 3. Third place and falling back a little bit is Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate. Then it's J. Michael Kelly trying to run down his friend Jeff Bernard. That's the race for Kelly right now. But up front it's Peabody trying to close ground on Shane. It's a tall order to do it on the outside. Jeff, watch the flags when they come by this time.
Little hip check there by Shane in turn number 2. Legal maneuver on my part as I see it. We look up above. White flag is displayed. 2 complete, 1 more to go for Jimmy Shane in front. Miss Home Street now making a 12-boat length advantage over Corey Peabody and Lynx Healthcare. And Brad, we could have a possible side-by-side deal for third. J. Michael Kelly creeping into the rooster tail of Jeff Bernard in third. And Goodman Real Estate, Kelly in fourth in Tri-Cities. Final time around, Shane in front.
Still got that lead, and it's about a rooster tail. Maybe Corey cut into it a little bit, but Jimmy Shane knows right where he is, and indeed Corey Peabody has cut into that lead a little bit, but it's still 10 boat lengths or more. Now looking back to third position, you called it. J. Michael Kelly is still trying to run down Jeff Bernard for third place points, but he's running out of time, Jeff, at the top end of the race course. Shane just has to negotiate the upper corner and come down and pick 400 great big points. Peabody in the right side mirror, bring him home.
We look up above. The white flag is still out. This should be the final lap. Now the checkered flag is displayed. Here is your unofficial winner of Rivertown Pizza, H1 Unlimited Heat 1, Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street. Second place will go to Corey Peabody and Lynx Healthcare. Kelly running out of time. Third place will go to Jeff Bernard and Miss Goodman Real Estate. Fourth to J. Michael Kelly and the U8 Miss Tri-Cities. So Madison Rivertown Pizza H1 Unlimited Heat number 1 is in the book.
The Ferrero Rocher Chocolate Bar. Crunchy hazelnuts, smooth chocolate. Ferrero Rocher.
And I think the way they're running on the backstretch right now is the way they are going to come to the start-finish line. Jeff Bernard approaches the Milton-Madison Bridge. He is in lane 1. Lane number 2 belongs to Jamie Nielsen, driving the U11 of Miss Colleen. Then it is going to be Jimmy Shane on the far outside, the U1 to Miss Home Street. We watched the Home Street this morning, running some test laps out here. Jimmy was running them right up against the outside course marker at the start-finish line. We kind of suspected he might go wide. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Inside 20 seconds, Jeff, bring him home.
Jeff Bernard, lane 1. Jamie Nielsen, lane 2. Jimmy Shane might have the best start of all out in lane number 3. Madison, buckle up. It's Rivertown Pizza H1 Unlimited Heat 2. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing in H1 Unlimited Heat number 2. All 3 right there at the line. We'll call it physically into turn number 1. The start was good. Lap number 1, 3 boats into turn number 1. Who gets there first? It's Jamie Nielsen, Miss Colleen, but Shane is there where he is. Bernard, Shane, triple decker.
Off the corner, you got all 3 boats running side by side. Down the backstretch, Jimmy Shane came out of the corner like he was shot out of a cannon. Nielsen in lane 2 got into rough water at the apex of the turn, but he got it squared away and he's in second place, but Bernard is closing on the inside. Shane on the far outside. He's got to leave 2 nice wide lanes as he goes around the upper end of the race course, and Nielsen is running right with him. Jeff there, right side by side, a great run off the top end of the race course.
Super sweet dueling here in H1 Unlimited heat number 2. Bernard has dropped back and Shane with the ponies on the outside. We'll come down to complete lap number 1. Your leader, Jimmy Shane and Miss Homestreet, making a 5-boat length advantage over Jamie Nielsen in second and Miss Colleen. Now Bernard in third. It's going to be tough maneuvering in there. Nielsen could come over with the overlap. Back into turn number 1. Shane gets there first, but Nielsen driving a dandy, and it is deck-to-deck action off the turn.
Here we go again, off the lower corner. Bernard dropping back in the 91 to Goodman Real Estate. Shane with plenty of real estate to deal with through the corner. It's a little tougher on Jamie Nielsen, but he's handling that inside lane very well. Now halfway up the backstretch, Shane starting to open it up. Not quite a full rooster tail over Jamie Nielsen and Miss Colleen. Bernard's dropped back from Jamie Nielsen. So it is Shane and Nielsen as they approach the top end of the course on lap number 2 of 3. Shane driving him clean, leaving him lots of room. Jeff, plenty of room.
Nielsen driving a beautiful race on the inside and Miss Colleen, but Shane continues to lead. In Madison, Indiana's U1, Miss Homestreet. We look above, white flag is displayed. 2 complete and 1 more to go for Jimmy Shane in front. In Rivertown Pizza H1, Unlimited heat number 2, making now close to a 15-boat length advantage over Jamie Nielsen in second. And Miss Colleen, Jeff Bernard remains in third. And Miss Goodman Real Estate. Right now, Brad, Nielsen has drove well. He's closing, but right now, all 3 drivers might settle in these positions.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Nielsen's doing a great job on the inside, and you can see the value of that inside lane. He closes up on Jimmy Shane. He tightens up the lead as they get to the exit pin of the corner, but he has to scruff off so much speed going through that tight corner. Shane's able to keep it wound up on the outside. I think they'll stay and finish like this unless something dramatic happens at the top end. Shane with almost a full rooster tail, Jeff.
Final turn, final lap. Nielsen drove a doozy on the inside, but time is running out. Madison, Indiana. We look above, checkered flag waving. Will it be 2 for 2? Yes, for the hometown boat. Jimmy Shane wins Rivertown Pizza, H1 Unlimited heat number 2. Beautiful run by Jamie Nielsen. In U11, Miss Colleen to get second. The second Miss Madison entrant, Jeff Bernard, will cross in third. In U91, Goodman Real Estate. All right, Brad, the lanes were perfect. Fastest boat to the outside, improving boat in the middle, Bernard on the buoys. Beautiful sight, beautiful pictures, clean dueling.
At Metro, there's no contracts, no credit checks, and no surprises. That's wireless without the gotcha.
Lane number 1, J. Michael Kelly driving the U8, the Miss Tri-Cities. That's the silver boat with the orange tail feathers, the orange fairings. In lane number 2 is Corey Peabody driving the Lynx Healthcare. That's the U9. That boat has the silver tail feathers, the silver fairings. And then on the outside is the U11 of Miss Colleen, Jamie Nielsen. That's the brightly colored chartreuse and royal blue. They are at the top end of the race course. We are inside 25 seconds until our start. They'll square off the top end and come down. Jeff Ayler, start our heat 3.
By my timing marks, this looks superior. Should be a fabulous start. 12 seconds. They're behind the bridge. Madison, buckle up. We are now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Appears to be a clean start. We're racing in Rivertown Pizza. H1 Unlimited. Heat 3. The strong racing team leads the field across the line. J. Michael Kelly, lane 1, Miss Tri-Cities. Good start. Kelly is there first. Negotiating well on the inside in turn one, but Brad Peabody is there in second.
Yeah, Peabody's right with him. You can't see him. Oh, there he is there. Now you can see the Cowling and Corey Peabody. Now starts to move out on teammate J. Michael Kelly. They are running away from Jamie Nielsen. It is Strong Racing running 1-2. Corey Peabody, our newly crowned APBA Gold Cup champion from a week ago in Guntersville, Alabama, is out front by about 2 or 3 boat lengths. We'll get a better look at what the lead is when they turn. We do. It's about 4 boat lengths. Now watch Peabody swing wide. Kelly tight on the buoy row, Jeff.
Beautiful action here in Rivertown Pizza Unlimited Heat 3. Now Peabody shows some horsepower, pulls out in front. We will come down to complete lap number 1. 1 down and 2 to go. Corey Peabody leads at Lynx Healthcare. His teammate and childhood friend since kindergarten, J. Michael Kelly, second in Miss Tri-Cities. Jamie Nielsen, third in Miss Colleen. Peabody driving clean in turn number 1, leaving Kelly lane, but you see it gets rough on the pins. Brad, now Peabody extends it, make it 10 boat lengths.
It's tough being on that inside lane. We saw it earlier in the day, and J. Michael Kelly's been pinched in there on that inside lane, shorter way around, but the water's really soupy. Now it is a full rooster tail. Corey Peabody rocking and rolling underneath the Milton Madison Bridge in the U9, the Lynx Healthcare. He's got a left side rear view mirror with J. Michael Kelly in it, but it's a full rooster tail back to Kelly. Watch Peabody off the top end of the race course. He'll leave his teammate plenty of room. He slides out to about lane 5, Jeff.
Clean driving off turn number 2. The white flag is displayed atop the judges' stand. Overlooking the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse, Corey Peabody. 2 complete, 1 more to go, out in front comfortably in the U9 Lynx Healthcare. Second place, J. Michael Kelly. 2 down, 1 more to go in second. U8 Miss Tri-Cities, Jamie Nielsen in third. And Miss Colleen, well separated. 1, 2, 3 here in H1 Unlimited Heat 3. Brad off the turn, Peabody in front, but better yet for him, he's in a National High Point race with Jimmy Shane at Home Street.
Yeah, and he's going to stay even with Jimmy Shane as far as Jimmy got 400 in his heat. If they stay like this and everything is legal, Corey Peabody will do the same. Shouting is over in this one at the top end of the race course. On the last time, J. Michael Kelly said, all right, I'm tossing in the towel. I moved to an outside lane looking for some clean water. Nielsen is off the bottom end of the course. It is Corey Peabody at the top. Jeff Ayler is going to come down and pick up 400 points, bring him to the checker.
Final turn, final lap, Corey Peabody on the Indiana shoreline underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. The checkered flag waves. Here's your winner of Rivertown Pizza H1 Unlimited Heat 3, Corey Peabody. And Lynx Healthcare, and boy, he waved it to the fans here along the Indiana shoreline. Second place checkered flag delivered to J. Michael Kelly and the U8 Miss Tri-Cities, and fans along the shoreline. That bristled the hair on the back of my neck. Peabody was well out of shape and handled it nicely and brought it back down. Wow. Checkered flag waving for Jamie Nielsen and the Miss Colleen. Jamie will come across and get third in the Miss Colleen. And by the way, I did clip it close to the neck on Wednesday to get ready for the regatta, but boy, that was a little frightening.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't watched a whole lot of unlimited hydroplane racing, when you start dancing the nose that high up in the air, it can get disastrous really quick.
Period is underway for the winner take all Indiana Governor's Cup. Must have your lane established prior to the entrance pin at turn number 2. Brad Luce, take him up to the Milton Madison Bridge.
On the inside lane, headed toward the bridge is the U91, the black and gold Goodman Real Estate. That is Jeff Bernard. Lane number 2, his teammate Jimmy Shane, driving the blue and white, the Miss Home Street. Lane number 3 is going to go to Corey Peabody, driving the U9, the Lynx Healthcare. Lane number 4, and on the outside of the front row is going to be the chartreuse and royal blue of Jamie Nielsen and the Miss Colleen. Your trailer boat is trailing as they get to the top end of the race course. Jeff Ayler, we are inside. 25 seconds until the start. Let's crown a champion here at this Indiana Governor's Cup.
Jeff Bernard, lane 1, Jimmy Shane, lane 2, Corey Peabody, lane 3, Jamie Nielsen, lane 4. They're at the bridge at 12. This should be a super start. Madison, Indiana, triple buckle up. We're 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing. Appears to be a clean start in the winner take all championship. of the Indiana Governor's Cup at the 2022 Madison Regatta. Corey Peabody was there first. We look into turn number 1. Corey Peabody, your leader in Lynx Healthcare. The start was good. Peabody in front. Shane, deck to deck.
Here we go. This is the showdown. And so far, Shane's been able to walk away. But there is additional shoot speed in the Lynx Healthcare and Corey Peabody. They are side by side up the backstretch. Remember, fans, we go 5 times around. Peabody's got the lead on the outside. It is Jimmy Shane on the inside. Home Street in 1. Lynx Healthcare in 2. Then it's back to Jeff Bernard. Now you're looking at the blue boat up there. That's the Home Street. Look for Corey. Where is he? Oh, he's right there, Jeff.
Exciting dueling, intense dueling. They are side by side underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Shane to the inside, Peabody to the outside. We'll come down to complete lap number 1 of 5. It's anybody's race. Shane is your official leader after lap number 1 by a boat length. We'll watch the battle up in the front. Deck to deck dueling at turn number 1. Shane in the Home Street bank. Peabody and Lynx Healthcare. Shane gets there first. Rough maneuvering. Shane. Peabody is still there off the turn. Shane in front. Peabody hidden in second.
Yeah, you can't see Corey Peabody, but he is right there. He's only about 2 boat lengths back. Again, a third of the way up the backstretch. Great racing here up the backstretch. And we got a great duel running for 3rd place coming off the lower corner. But our leaders are going up to the Milton Madison Bridge. It is still Jimmy Shane and Corey Peabody. Then it's back to the Miss Colleen, Jamie Nielsen, and Jeff Bernard. Top end of the race card. It is Jimmy Shane in the Home Street. Where's Corey? There he is, Jeff.
Boy, Corey Peabody driving a doozy on the outside. He is not giving up, and we've got battles for 3rd as well. We will come down to complete lap number 2. It's Miss Madison Racing. Jimmy Shane in front of Miss Home Street, making a 4 boat length advantage over Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare. Side by side dueling for 3rd between Jeff Bernard, and now Nielsen has moved into 3rd. We go back into turn number 1. Shane in front. Peabody is still battling in 2nd. Off the turn. Now Shane leads by 6 boat lengths, but Brad watch his battle for 3rd.
They've almost got a dead heat for 3rd. It was Jamie Nielsen on the outside who claimed 3rd place in Miss Colleen, but it was only by about half a boat length. Now you can see a little bit of Corey Peabody in the Lynx Healthcare up the backstretch. He is giving a little bit of ground to Jimmy Shane, but the operative word there is a little bit. This is still anybody's boat race. Top end of the race course. Corey Peabody does not want to go away. They found some extra beans in that boat for the final.
Beautiful final heat here in the Indiana Governor's Cup. Your APBA Gold Cup champion in 2nd, not giving up. We will come down to complete lap number 3, and Peabody is closing. Lap number 3, here comes Peabody on the outside. Shane's lead is down to 3 boat lengths. Jeff Bernard in 3rd, Nielsen in 4th, Kelly in 5th. Corey Peabody driving a whale of a race on the outside of Madison, Indiana's Miss Home Street. Shane gets there. Tough maneuvering in turn number 1. Shane in front. Brad, Corey Peabody is still knocking on the door.
Yeah, he's still knocking on the door. He definitely gained coming down the front straightaway, and he's much closer to Jimmy Shane than he was last time. It is Jeff Bernard in the Goodman Real Estate running in 3rd, but the race is out front. A dynamite final heat here in the 2022 Indiana Governor's Cup. Corey Peabody standing that right side rear view mirror. Now top end of the race course. Shane hangs it on the hook. Corey right with him. They're going to come down to pick up the white flag, Jeff.
Off the turn, Shane in front, and Peabody is only back by 4 boat lengths. One of the most spectacular final heats in Indiana Governor's Cup history, with Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb looking on. White flag displayed. 4 complete, 1 to go. Jimmy Shane in front. Still that 3 boat length advantage. The top 2 entering turn number 1. The forward, Peabody is blowing over.
He's over.
Peabody is blown over. He's done a complete 360, and I believe he landed upside down. Oh, my. Fans, my apologies. That boat landed right side up, and I think the lid is up. Oh, goodness. We'll go silent, Brad, and our final heat of the Indiana Governor's Cup under the red flag situation. And Brad, just real quickly, by the rules, if the race is halfway over, that will be a completed race, but we will double check. But right now our concern is with Corey Peabody. What a masterful...
Wishes and prayers to Corey Peabody. We will step away.
Here's how you go from this to that with Adobe Express. You're going to start by uploading your media.
Jimmy, you hear the crowd, but right now I think we both are focusing kind of on the same thing. That was a heck of a race, but man, you never want to see a race or anything like that happen in hydroplane racing.
No, I mean, you can't ask for any more than that when it comes to a race. I mean, I knew that the 9-boat was going to be faster in the final heat. I just knew it, and I could not shake him. I mean, I tried everything in the book to shake him, and he was within my rooster tail the entire race on the outside of us, and that's saying something for that 9-boat, man. That is incredible, and I hate to see it end that way. I ran up. It looks like Corey's doing okay. They're just going to do some checkouts, but everything I saw, he looks okay right now, so I'm happy that he's in good shape, and hopefully the boat's not too damaged. But, man, you guys wanted a show in Madison. That's about as good of a show as we can put on in Madison.
And it looks like, again, unofficial, of course, the Miss Madison teams, it looks like, finished 1 and 2. Man, in Madison, Indiana, can it beat that?
No, that's a great. I mean, we came in with 2 good boats. We knew that we had a chance to have a great finish here this weekend. I know Jeff struggled a little bit at the beginning of the weekend, but the boat got faster and faster and faster. And I mean, that's just a wonderful finish for the entire Miss Madison team, the city, the community, and it's an honor for Jeff and I to race and represent you as a city, and we could not be more proud as drivers to represent the entire city of Madison, Indiana.
All right, again, everything unofficial, pending tech inspection, but what's your message to all these fans on the shorelines?
Well, just keep coming.
Cropfield aboard. In lane number 2, it's the Executone Telephones with George Johnson aboard out on those. For the second straight week, the new turbine-powered Atlas Van Lines has set a qualifying course record while driven by defending national champion Chip Hanauer. But will it perform in competition? Something it failed to do in its debut last week. 2 boats are on the course waiting. The Union Bay Squire Shop, driven by this man, the veteran Mickey Riemann, the current national points leader and 1984 winner in Syracuse. The other boat, of course, is the Miss Budweiser, driven by this man, Jim Cropfeld, winner of already 2 races in 1984. Finally, the turbine power of Atlas Van Lines versus the piston engines of the Squire Shop and the Budweiser. The Unlimiteds are next. Ohio River Valley, some 50 miles from Louisville, Kentucky, and an hour from Cincinnati, Ohio, is the community of Madison, Indiana, where for over 34 years now, unlimited hydroplane racing has been a major part of their summertime. Hello, everybody. I'm Don Poyer, and welcome to Madison, the site of the Indiana Governor's Cup, stop number 4 on the 1984 Unlimited Hydroplane Tour. First of all, a couple of developments. The Tosti Asti, which was damaged during testing in Evansville, Indiana, a week ago, well, they're back here racing. They managed to go back to Seattle, fix up their backup boat, and they qualified here in Madison. They'll be racing. The second development, very exciting. The turbine-powered Light All-Star, for the first time, has qualified in 1984. Jim Hendrick is down with the excited driver, Tom Deeth, right now. Jim?
Tommy, congratulations. It's been, well, this is into the 4th race, and now you're qualifying.
Well, the crew really worked hard on, I'll tell you what, they put together a valiant effort for this last-minute try. We knew that the boat could run fast enough after our run this morning, but there were just too many boats out there, too many wakes. We're having a handling problem with the boat. Obviously, it's very light. Jerry dialed some wing into it, and we went for it, and we got the Light All-Star in the race.
Don, you can see he's on it high. There's no doubt about it. Now, Don's over with one of our other drivers, and other boat crews getting ready, and they've had their problems. Over to Don and the Tosti Asti.
Thank you, Jim. You're right about the problems, but first of all, Steve Reynolds, how do you feel about the Light making it? Another turbine?
Listen, that's 4 turbines, 2 Tostis, an Atlas, and now a Miller Light. I think it's great. Watch out, you piston guys. We're coming.
What about this now? This is your backup boat.
Yeah.
A little goosey or what?
Well, you know, we were a little nervous about it, so Dave Herensberger flew in from Seattle. He says, calm down, young man. You got it under control. I feel great. Long as Dave's here, no problem.
Okay, well, have fun out there, but be careful.
We'll do that.
All right, let's now go to Jim for the rundown of Heat 1A. Jim?
Okay, Don, we have a field of 5 for Heat 1A, thanks to the last-minute qualifying by the Light All-Star, and here's the way they'll line up. It'll be the U-20 with Jerry Hopp, checked in at 106 mile an hour. Ron Snyder, the hometown boat, the American Speedy Printing, at 120.8. Jim Kropfeld, Miss Budweiser, at 123.5. And a best qualifying speed for George Johnson in the Executone at 124. If I had to pick a favorite, Don, I'd have to say that the Executone is coming on strong. However, you got to give the credit to the Kropfeld and the Budweiser team because of their experience and past performance. Now, how about you? What do you see in 1B?
Jim, I'd have to agree. I think the Budweiser's got to be the favorite going into 1A. Let's take a look now at Heat 1B. First of all, Chet's Music, qualifying at 113.1 miles per hour. Todd Yarling, the driver. Followed by the Tosti Asti with Steve Reynolds. Remember, this is the backup boat, qualifying at 115.6 miles per hour. Then comes the Miss Renault with Milner Irvin at the wheel, 118.1 miles per hour. Next, the Union Bay Squire Shop and Mickey Riemann, a winner of 1 race this year, qualified at 119.6. Then comes the Atlas Van Lines, qualifying at a new course record 135.0 miles per hour, driven by Chip Hanauer. As far as Heat 1B, you've got a lot of qualifiers that have similar speeds, with the exception, of course, of the Atlas Van Lines. So look for a great battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th places in Heat 1B. We've got that and much more coming up from Madison, Indiana in just a moment. Stay with us.
Want to know how I took my business to the next level? It's simple. It's Shopify.
Don Poyer along with Jim Hendrick here on the shores of the Ohio River for Indiana's Governor's Cup. And here are now the drivers for Heat 1A. Jerry Hopp out of Seattle driving the Miss Carl Yarling. Recently changed the name just this morning, as a matter of fact. We'll talk about it later. Tom Deeth, the driver of the Light All-Star. First time in '84 that he's driving in a race. Ron Snyder will be driving the American Speedy Printing. That's the host boat owned by the community of Madison, Indiana. Jim Kropfeld and the Miss Budweiser.
We're going to be running with the Budweiser, y'all. What's up? What's up? I just wanted to make sure that this was all running well, so I haven't been on here saying anything. So. But hope you guys are enjoying the footage. We are going to be running with the Budweiser.
The Budweiser, American Speedy Printing. Again, the host boat. Miller Light All-Star with Tom Deeth aboard, and the Carl Yarling, that's the U-20 at 106.6. Here's some of the previous winners. Back in '83, the Budweiser with Jim Kropfeld winning it. On back to the Squire Shop, the Budweiser twice, and the Atlas Van Lines with Bill Munsey in '79. And now the flying start under the Madison-Milton Bridge. Here we go with Heat 1A. In lane number 1, it's the Miss Budweiser with Jim Kropfeld aboard. In lane number 2, it's the Executone Telephone with George Johnson aboard out of those rocky river out
having to negotiate those when they go into the west turn. On the outside, the Executone Telephone, as I said, first to accelerate out of that very tight turn on this 2.5-mile course is that boat with this Budweiser. Jim Crumpwell of Cincinnati, Ohio aboard. First place to the Budweiser. Second place to the Executone Telephone behind the Rooster Tail.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Very, very long straightaway. Look at that boat bounce around out there. And those very strange rollers that come off the shore and the shallow water here. They have some sandbars underneath the course in different locations, making the water behave rather strangely at times. The Budweiser, very heavy boat, a good boat to have on a course like this. First place to the Budweiser. You see the lead Jim Crumpwell has.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Executone Telephone. Completing lap number 1 is the Budweiser. Coming down ahead of George Johnson. That man right there in that brand new Lucero design and built boat. Speed for the Budweiser, 109.8 miles per hour, 106.
Come on, we need a clean turn right here. Clean turn.
Light All-Star with Tom Deaton forward. Not terribly high speeds, but it's because of the turbulence of the water here. Down into that turn.
They are fast.
The shore and back into the course. The Budweiser, as I said, a very heavy boat that can negotiate these
Let's go.
turbulent waters, probably better than most of the boats out on the course. Jim Crumpwell in first place, but look at George Johnson. Now the boat totally covered by the Rooster Tail of the Budweiser. Third place to Tom Deaton. Happy to be out there. Ron Snyder of the American Speedy Printing got dead in the water down in the west turn. You see the boats go by him now as the Budweiser holds on to first place. They go past the bridge. They'll come under it again. That's the Madison Newton Bridge.
Oh, we pulling right. We trying to get up there with the Atlas. Let's go.
Better than 96,000 fans watching the Budweiser coming down the main chute, completing lap number 2. Slowing down just a bit, as a matter of fact. Let's get a time for the Budweiser. First place, 105.5 miles per hour. Second place, the Executone Telephone. So they are slowing down due to the choppy water. The Budweiser with those powerful Griffin engines. You see the skid plate digging in on the left side of the boat, holding on these very tight turns. The diameter only 690 feet. Normally they're around 12 to 13, even 1,400 feet in diameter. Third place to the Light All-Star. Getting its first action experience here in 1984. Qualifying.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Hell yeah, that was a good ass race.
Executone Telephone. The Budweiser under the bridge, back into that east turn as it comes around, flying around that turn. You can see it.
That was a good ass race right there. Hell yeah.
A great job of driving by Crumpwell to avoid what could be a disaster. He has to go inside. Executone Telephones went way wide, and of course that meant that the Budweiser picked up some valuable time. In first place is the Budweiser with Jim Crumpwell of Cincinnati, Ohio. Look at him rolling around, the spray coming up over the cockpit. There's his lead over the second place boat, the Executone Telephones and George Johnson. Johnson, a former offshore racer, so he's used to rollers like this in choppy water, but not in an unlimited hydroplane anyway. The Budweiser again coming into that west turn in lane number 1. A lot of major repairs done on that boat, of course, after that accident that took place in New York up at Syracuse while they were testing, but they got it repaired in time to come back and win last week in Evansville, Indiana. There's the lead again for Jim Crumpwell and company. Bernie Little, of course, owns this boat, the all-time winningest owner, and look who's gone dead in the water. That's George Johnson and the Executone Telephones. He was in second place, obviously some engine problems there. Second place now goes over to this boat, the Light All-Star with Tom Deaton aboard. Third place to the Carl Yarding
Excuse me.
with Jerry Hop out of second place, though, to that man, Tom Deaton, in the turbine-powered
Thank you.
out of Houston, Texas. It's owned by R.B. Bob Taylor. And this man, of course, Jim Crumpwell, working for Bernie Little, the all-time winningest owner, with 47 wins after their victory in Evansville, that being last week. And here's your winner for Heat 1A, the Budweiser. Jim Crumpwell,
Damn.
another 400
Excuse me.
points.
Thank you.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available.
Second place to the Light All-Star, 300 points, his first of the year for Tom Deaton and company, the Light All-Star.
And here are the standings after Heat 1A. The Budweiser picking up another 400. Light All-Star, great showing in its debut, 300 points. The Carl Yarling with third place. Heartbreak for Executone Telephones and American Speedy Printing. Both failed to finish. Let's go down to Jim Henrik now and the winner of Heat 1A.
Well, Don, they didn't go over 110 mile an hour in their victory in the Miss Budweiser. What's the matter, Jim? The water rough?
Yeah, the water's pretty rough out there. I think that's actually rougher than it was last year when we ran our final heat.
That would have to be, with your heavyweight boat, the heaviest, I believe, in the field, a little advantage for you.
It's to our advantage, but it sure hurts the poor driver.
Well, let's hope we don't hurt anybody today. And Jim Cropfield, of course, has a victory here in Heat 1A. Back up to you, Don.
All right, Jim, we've got Tom Deeth with us, who came in second place. The water looks incredibly rough, especially at the start and in the turns out there.
Well, our game plan really was just to get on the outside, start off the clock, because this is the first heat we've been in all year, and see how the boat reacted to the wakes of the other boats. And we're kind of pleased that we finished. This is a new experience for the Light All-Star Racing team, just getting started and finishing in the same heat. So
this must remind you of Detroit a little bit.
Yeah, but the water is awful rough, especially up by the bridge. There's that sandbar up there, and coming out of turn 1 and 2 here, there's that sandbar there, and it always is rough there, so you got to watch those spots.
And again, back into that east turn with the Budweiser and Jim Cropfield doing an outstanding piece of driving to avoid the American Speedy Printing there. The skid fin clear out of the water on the left side of the boat. He somehow avoids the American Speedy Printing and goes on to victory. Jim Cropfield and the Bud. We'll be back with Heat 1B in just a moment. Don Poyer here in the pits. Welcome back to Madison, Indiana. I have with me Executone Telephones driver George Johnson. George, you really threw a rod, didn't you?
We really did. Broke a crank. We were hanging right there with the Budweiser for a while, but I guess we got too much Budweiser.
This is one of the first, or rather one of the worst that you've ever gone through?
It is pretty bad. It's the worst.
Okay,
lucky you didn't go through the bottom of the boat, really.
Lots of work ahead of them as the Miss Renault and Milner Irvin heads out onto the course here on the Ohio River. He will be in Heat 1B. And here are the drivers. Todd Yarling performing in front of his hometown fans. He'll be driving the Chet's Music. Also, the Tosti Asti and Steve Reynolds driving the backup boat here in Madison. Milner Irvin, as we said, in Heat 1B, driving the Miss Renault in their second year of operation. Mickey Riemann, the national points leader in the Union Bay Squire Shop. And he will do battle with this man, the defending national champion, Chip Hanauer, in the new Atlas van line. Here's the rundown again as far as the boats are concerned and qualifying speeds. A new record set by the Atlas van lines on this course. Chip breaking his old record, the Squire Shop, the Renault, Tosti Asti, and Chet's Music Shop. And as I said, a new record set by Chip and the new Atlas turbine-powered boat at 135.034. Here we go now for the start of Heat 1B. On the inside, that man, Mickey Riemann, in the Union Bay Squire Shop as they come across the starting line now. In lane 3, you saw the Tosti Asti, and in lane 2, the Atlas van lines. Here we go for Heat 1B. You see the Squire Shop fly into that turn now. That's Mickey Riemann in lane 2. Chip Hanauer in the Atlas van lines as they go into the west turn. The skid pin digging in, the water flying into the air. The Tosti Asti in third place coming around the outside. Here's the key now of these tight 690-foot diameter turns, the acceleration. And Chip Hanauer has plenty of it in that brand new Jim Lucero design and Bill Cole. The turbine-powered boat, second place, the Squire Shop bouncing around. Look at Mickey Riemann. Holy mackerel, he's jumping all over the place. That boat normally very forgiving in choppy water. He holds on to it all right. In the meantime, Chip Hanauer coming into the east turn now as he comes around in first place on lap number 1 in Heat 1B. He's rocking a little bit there, but the boat seems almost immune to some of those rollers and swells that exist in both turns here in Madison, Indiana. Chip Hanauer, first place in Heat 1B after 1 lap. Speed for Chip, 124.86 miles per hour. He's moving. Second place, Squire Shop and Mickey Riemann. Of course, Chip drove that boat last year, the past couple of years. In third place, Steve Reynolds for Tosti Asti in their backup boat, their original boat back in Seattle being worked on for the Gold Cup in Tri-Cities. But in first place right now is Chip Hanauer and the new Atlas van lines. Chip, the defending national champion, 2-time national defending champion, as a matter of fact. His first year in a turbine-powered boat. Oh, it looks like the Squire must have either, yes, he's not as sponsored on the water, evidently. I don't think he clipped the buoy, but boy, he's got a lot of time and space to make up now. He still holds on to second place as he quickly accelerates down that backstretch. Very, very long straightaways here where they maintain high speed for a long period of time. That's the Tosti Asti in third place, trying to hold off. I believe it's Chet's Music behind him. Back to that quiet whisper, Chet. You can almost Madison-built bridge here in Indiana. The bridge, of course, the river separating Indiana and the proud state of Kentucky. Chip Hanover in first place here in Heat 1B on the Ohio River. Gliding over those swells as he comes down the main street in front of better than 96,000 fans watching Heat 1B on the Ohio River. Second place, back to again another Lucero design and built hole, that being Mickey Reeman in the Union Bay Squire Shop. Let's check the speed on Mickey. He's at 106 miles per hour, slowing down just slightly. There again is your battle for third, fourth, and fifth. In third place, that man, Steve Reynolds, out of Seattle, Washington, the Vietnam veteran, driving a turbine-powered Osti. He's holding on to third place. On the inside is Jet Music and Todd Garling, the hometown boy from Madison, Indiana. Nice little battle there as they come down the main straightaway.
Meet Google Pixel 8 Pro. Capture the cosmos. Make the mini mega. Zoom in. Swap this, and yeah, that too. Photos made perfect with a tap. Shop now at the Google Store or partner on retailer.
Back to first place, you can see the lead for Chip Hanover over this ball. Wait a minute, it looks like, yes, the Squire Shop is slowing down. Mickey Reeman has turned the boat out to the infield, and that gives even a bigger lead to that man, Chip Hanover, and the Atlas Van Line. Hanover now can lay back. Well, they've got a great battle here. In second place now is Tosti Osti. Third place, that boat being Jet Music. Back to first place, Chip Hanover. And you can see it's a little rocky out there on that west turn. He comes down to the back chute now. Very little remaining here in Heat 1B. A couple more laps. There's Tosti Osti going by. And this is the difference now between the second and third and fourth place boats. The Renault and Jet Music going neck to neck down the main chute, trying to catch Tosti Osti and try to gather more points here in Heat 1B. The Tosti Osti going into the west turn. Steve Reynolds, he loves to do battle, of course. He can't afford to swing too wide, of course, because he's got a man on the inside. That being Jet Music and Todd Garland. In the meantime, better than half a lap ahead, here is the winner of Heat 1B, Chip Hanover and the Atlas Van Line. Let's take a look at that battle now for second, third, and fourth place. It's the Tosti Osti out of the turn first. He'll get second place. That's Steve Reynolds. Coming in third place, here comes the Renault. And in fourth place, it'll be that man, Todd Garling and Jet Music. Good race here at Heat 1B. The final results are these. The Atlas Van Line's picking up 400 points. The Tosti Osti and Steve Reynolds behind him, followed by the Renault. Jet Music with Todd Garling. The Squire Shop with mechanical problems is not finished. Let's go down to the pits now with Jim Hendrick.
Now we're making our way now down to the Atlas Van Line's pit. The driver, Chip Hanover. Chip, they said the water was rough, but you hit up to 125 mile an hour plus. I didn't think the turbine would do that. Rough water.
Well, so far the boat's handling real well. I don't know if it's going to stay like that all day. Who knows what the water's going to be like in the final. But so
is
far,
it really rough, like they say?
It's really rough. That corner down there is really bad, and like it always is. And we're just going to have to wait and see.
You nailed that start pretty good.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one. I wish I could have that in the final, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, Don, the story of the winner of Heat 1B, Chip Hanover. Back up to you.
And Jim, the Tosti Osti has come by the pits a couple of times now. Obviously, Steve Reynolds can't turn it off, and he's in Heat 2A. Let's go back to you in the pits again.
Excuse me, Ricky, I don't want to bother you, but we have to. What happened out there?
Oh, it's a beautiful day, but the water's awful lumpy. We didn't really have to beat Chip. We wanted to, but we really didn't have to because he's pretty low on points for the season. So we thought we'd beat him if we could. If not, we'd run second. He ended up breaking the engine, so we're going to have to run hard in the next heat.
You flew it down the back chute, lap number one. I saw you come real loose out there.
Yeah, it's about as loose as you ever want to get. There's a lot of rollers there, and this propeller's never been on the boat before. We tested with it, but testing by yourself and then racing is a different configuration. We've got to get the back end up a little bit. It was a little too loose.
Jim, how bad is this thing? It's awfully bad. It's the worst I've ever seen. We've lost the left rear motor mount in the boat.
You in 2A?
We're in 2B.
So we've had virtually two engines destroyed, one here in the Squire Shop and one in the Executone. And in the meantime, the Tosti Osti has run out of gas, and they've got to get it back to the docks and refuel in time for 2A, which is coming up after this. Don Poyer on an 85-degree day here in Madison, Indiana. A beautiful afternoon. Jim Hendrick and down in the pits to talk with Steve Reynolds what happened to his boat this afternoon.
Took him a long time to get back in after a fine showing the first time in the boat in competition. Why did you keep going around?
There's a whole new cockpit. I didn't know where the fuel shutoff was, and we lost our low speed cutoff. It must have shorted out. I couldn't turn the motor off. And then when I found, I went, oh yeah, the fuel shutoff's under the seat, and I pulled it, and I went, whoops.
And nothing?
Once I lost the charge down at the other end, I couldn't restart it. So
you had to run out of gas to stop?
Virtually, I ran it out of gas.
Well, you'll be ready for the next heat.
We'll be in it, Jim.
Fix the short, will you?
Okay.
Don, back to you.
Jim down at the Squire Shop camp. This is Jim Harvey. Boy, he's got a race right now. He's trying to, it looks like, trace possibly the shape of a motor mount and hopefully get that replaced in time for Heat 2B. He's got a challenge ahead of him. Look how badly damaged that is. Back to the Tosti Asti camp. The crew working on just about every angle of that boat right now. Look at the man in the white pants with the red shirt. That's the owner of the boat, Steve Woomer. Done a lot of auto racing. Of course, the owner of Competition Specialties out of Seattle, so he's familiar with working on little time.
Just leave whatever's good on. Whatever's good on.
That's Danny Walters shouting instructions, the acting crew chief for this boat. Very little time to. Suddenly the boat did a 1.5, severely injuring Walters, sending him to the hospital, but he returned to race again the next year. Here is that same boat. Hardly looks the same, doesn't it? With the new cowling, the new design there, and Steve Reynolds hopes to go out and gather some more points aboard the Tosti here in 2A. Chip Hanauer watching from the sidelines with his crewmen aboard the Atlas Van Lines here in the pits. And now from under the Madison-Milton Bridge down the Ohio River, here they come now for Heat 2A. What a traffic jam with the Miss Renault in lane number 1, the Budweiser in lane 2. And look at the great start by Jim Crutchfield and the Budweiser. The beer boat in first place in lane number 2 as they come around the west turn. On the inside of the Miss Renault with Milner Irvin. The Tosti Asti in roughly third place as they go around the west turn. Acceleration on the part of those Griffin engines and the Budweiser. Look at Milner Irvin though coming up in lane number 1. In second place is the Miss Renault challenging the Budweiser going down that long back chute here on the Ohio River. The Budweiser, Jim Crutchfield in first place. Third place goes to Tosti Asti and Steve Reynolds with the turbine-powered boat. Their backup boat, as a matter of fact. The Budweiser into the east turn with Jim Crutchfield out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He's in lane 2 with Milner Irvin still the inside position. He has the shortest route around the course here on this 2.5-mile course in Madison, Indiana. Here comes Milner Irvin on the inside in that beautiful yellow Stoliger designed and built boat. Coming down to complete lap number 1. The Budweiser and the Renault. Lap speed 110 miles per hour for the Budweiser, 109 for the Miss Renault. Tosti Asti in third place, speed 103.077. Back into the west turn. Allison powered boat and being the Renault with Milner Irvin aboard. The Budweiser, Jim Crutchfield staying safely to the outside. I would imagine those two are simply having a lot of fun right now. But look at the great job of turning by Milner Irvin. He's holding on to a split lead as they go down the back straightaway here on the Ohio River. The Budweiser, the Miss Renault, Milner Irvin and Jim Crutchfield having a ball going down the back chute. It looks like the Budweiser has a slight lead now as they go down towards the east turn and under the bridge one more time.
Imagine if the web came with a command center for your company. The ease, the simplicity, the ability to customize to your needs. That's why IT leaders choose Chrome Enterprise to protect their business while employees work on the web, so they can configure and manage browser policies, settings, apps, and extensions from a single console. With more insights than ever before, IT leaders can boost productivity, and employees can focus on work that's meaningful to them.
Tosti Asti in third place, but hard-charging George Johnson in the Executone Telephone, moving up to overtake third place as they go into the turn. The Budweiser back in first place. The Griffin engines, you can hear them. A familiar sound, a fluttering, powerful sort of sound from the Griffin. On the inside, though, here comes Milner Irvin again. In the Miss Renault, he's driving a sensational race. Milner Irvin, his second year in that boat, holding on to second place against the Bud. Second place again to Milner Irvin. Here's your battle for third and fourth place. Executone Telephone on the inside, the Tosti Asti on the outside with Steve Reynolds. Again, back to the Budweiser coming out of the turn. You see the relationship between the first and second and third and fourth place boats. Jim Kropfeld holding on to a lead now against Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault. He lengthens that lead a bit as he accelerates down the back straightaway. Milner Irvin, an electrical contractor out of Coral Gables, Florida. He raced in race number 1 in '84 in front of many hometown fans down in Miami. Again, the battle for third and fourth place. You've got George Johnson with great position on the inside, the shortest route around the course, but I would imagine a little more acceleration on the part of the Tosti Asti. The Budweiser holding on to first place. The water seems to be a bit calmer now than it was in heats 1A and 1B. There's the relationship between first and second place. The Budweiser in first. Speed 105.189 for the Budweiser. Again, a great battle for third and fourth place. That being George Johnson, the former offshore racer for the Executone Telephones people, a part owner of that boat. Steve Reynolds on the outside, the Vietnam veteran, former helicopter pilot coming down the outside in that turbine boat. They're not going all that fast, 103 and 100 miles per hour as they battle for third and fourth place. A great show, though, for the fans. The Budweiser coming down the back chute for the last time here in Heat 2A. Milner Irvin and the Miss Renault in second place, the boat owned by Jerry Shadon out of Detroit, Michigan. And, of course, we go to Detroit next week. Here again is the battle for third and fourth, and George Johnson overtaking the Tosti Asti going down the back chute. He is now in third place, in fourth place in the Tosti Asti. The Budweiser clearly in front, in control, and he will take Heat 2A, 400 points for the Budweiser and Jim Kropfeld. So the Budweiser picks up another 400 points. The Miss Renault 300. Executone Telephones, third place. Tosti Asti fourth. And the Miss Carl Yarling came in fifth place. And now down to the pits again.